Hey, we're so happy to be going. What are we now? In about middle of week 2 of the Start Strong group this year, and this is our first group of the new year. And we know that when the new year gets started, we're all really pumped about what we're going to make happen, what results we're going to get, the goals we have for our health and fitness. Like they're front in our mind. You know how they say that the gym is like super crowded in the first week of January and then it just falls off, as the year goes on. Maybe it ramps up a little bit close to summer, but that's just, historically how it goes. And I think the same is true for all of us. We get kind of like, oh, we're so jazzed. And then the weather is cold. We get back into our routine after the holidays. And sometimes we just don't make the time for the goals that we had initially set for ourselves. So Vanessa and I were talking and we thought, what better time than about 10, 12 days into the challenge than to just start to talk about, hey, why are we here? And it's different for everybody. Everybody's why is a little bit different. So what we want everybody to do is to think about the reason that you agreed to be part of the group. I know I talked to somebody in the group the other day, and I gave her a little bit of tough love. And I said, I noticed that you haven't been really showing up much in the group, but you joined, what's going on? I said, isn't your daughter's wedding coming up? And I know that that's a big why, right? Sometimes an event is the big why. Maybe you want to look a certain way or you want to feel a certain way. And you still might think, well, that's a ways off, right? Like if you're thinking about what you're going to wear in the summer, you're like, that's a ways off. For me, we're going to Mexico in April. That's a big deal for me. I want to look and feel a certain way when I go to Mexico, especially because I know a lot of other people there are probably going to be super fit. And it's not that I want to compete. I'm not comparing myself to others. I just want to know how I'm going to be. I want to feel the way I want to feel. And so we want you to really dig deep and pull that feeling up. I've been talking to a lot of people on the side in the group. I had somebody say, ugh, I've just fallen off track. And while when we say we've fallen off track, it makes it seem like we're kind of on a diet cycle, like this is not going to be my lifestyle. But it is important to know that there are times where you might not be getting your workout in. But during the group, that's not the time. You need to be getting your workout in every day. So she told me, she's like, I'm going to do my workout tomorrow because she knows what her why is. She wants to feel better in her clothes, right? So I wrote back to her, I said, what time are you going to do your workout? So when you get down to your why, really dig deep. We want you to make sure and set small goals. Like, what are you going to be doing for the next week? And luckily, that includes the weekend because we're chatting on a Wednesday here. This is a Wednesday. And sometimes you might think, well, I'm going to really behave myself on Monday to Friday, and then it's the weekend. But we don't want you to do that. We want you to really think about the next 7 days from now on. What are you going to be doing to get closer to your goals that you set for yourself? You're going to drink your water. I was listening to the coach for the program that I'm doing. Like, I'm in a group with the trainer. Like, it's more than a coach. She's the trainer. And she's told, you have to be drinking half your body weight in ounces of water. And people were saying, well, what about my coffee? What about my Shakeology? And she's like, well, that does have liquid in it, but that doesn't count. And you can try to count it, but you're not doing yourselves any favors because you're dehydrated. So we really want you to make sure you're getting your water in. You want to be meal planning. I just thought of someone in the group who showed her food this week. And I was like, that's so great. And I need to message that person. So I'm not going to call anybody's name out here in the video, but I do want to make sure and reach out. That we want to see you sharing those things, because when you share with us, that's the commitment I want you to make, is to be sharing in the group, right? Participating, supporting each other, making your introduction video or your why video. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Then we can all be there together. We want you to be planning. We want you to be really thinking about your portion sizes. So if you haven't been using your containers, you just want to get those things out. I've got mine out. I luckily have 2 sets, except no blue container. Lost them all. I don't know where they are. I know, right? So get your containers out. And we want you to be scheduling your workout. You'll see posts about, schedule it like it's a doctor's appointment that you wouldn't miss. That's the kind of appointment we want you to be making. And it's really just as important for your health and fitness. So those are some of the things we were thinking about when it came to what's your why, and what are some small goals or some small things you can set that you're going to be doing, some kind of intentions for the next week or so. What do you think about those, Vanessa? What do you have to add for getting to
I think you're
goals?
right. You know, I spoke to 2 people this week in the group, and they said, you know, I said to them, there's a reason why you contacted, you know, there's a reason why the people contacted you, and there's a reason why the people contacted me. I said, what was that reason? Go back to that reason. Don't lose that reason. There was something that motivated you to contact us. There was something that made you email us or made you connect with us. And then there was something that made you pay money. You paid a lot of money for this program. Don't waste that. The first 10 days, if you've been here and done the work, you've done work for 10 days. Do not throw that away. And so what happens is, you know, right away when it's New Year's, we're all excited. And then the first week we're meal planning, we're using our containers, we're doing, and then it gets hard. We get back into work. We get back to our routine. The motivation goes away a little bit. We lose the first bit of weight, and then we sort of maybe lose it a little bit slower or plateau a little bit, and that motivation goes away. And so the purpose of our call here tonight is to try to rejuvenate that motivation and give you strategies on how to keep it. Yeah, on how to keep it going. So Michelle had some great tips about going back to that first reason that made you contact us, and then setting those weekly goals. And so once you set your weekly goals, whatever it is, this week, you know, I totally sucked at drinking water last week. So this week is going to be, you know, my week to drink water. Let's say that's one of your weekly goals. So then you need to break it down. So what does that mean day to day? That means each day you need to choose a strategy that's going to make you drink your water. Some strategies that I use. I fill 3 of my, this is not my Shakeology bottle, but it is 25 ounces. I fill 3 Shakeology bottles. Actually, I have my kids fill them up for me the night before. And I fill them up the night before. If you like your water cold, you can stick it in the fridge. I like mine room temperature. And I have them there. And then I know I'm going to chug those all day long. If you need to set alarms to remind you to chug your water. If you need to put a rubber band on, maybe you only have 1 Shakeology bottle. So you put a rubber band on the Shakeology bottle, and each time you finish the bottle, you put a new rubber band so you can track your water. So you really need, once you set that weekly goal, whatever it is, if it's water, or last week I really sucked at sticking to the meal plan because I didn't have one. So what does that mean for this week? That means you're going to make a meal plan, and each day you're going to look at it. You're going to look at it the night before in case you didn't meal prep, because I know that's a big commitment. You're going to look at it the night before, and at least the night before you're going to lay out and prepare your meals for the next day. So you really need to think of, once you have those weekly goals, break it down day to day, and then the final piece is tracking. You must track. Last week, I didn't drink my Shakeology 3 days. Or I didn't check in to the group for 3 days, whatever it is. I did. That was just an example. Every day, I drink it every day. I can't live without it. So if you didn't check in, if you didn't log your Shakeology, if you didn't log your workout, make sure to track those things each day, because that's what's going to keep you accountable. And that's going to show Michelle and I, that's going to allow us to see, okay, that person is rocking her, those results are going to rock. Or if you didn't check in the group and say, I'm struggling today, and that gives us a cue to message you and say, how can we help you? What happened? Was it an emotional day? Was it a stressful day? Let's try to strategize and see how we can do it so that you don't go crazy on the office cookies. That's what we're here for. So if you use these steps, that means going back to your why, like Michelle said, going back to that reason that you decided that you are sick and tired and you called us and you are ready to change. I spoke to someone today. She's embarrassed to leave her house. She wants to lose 50 pounds. She cannot fit into any of her clothes and she just wants to hide. I don't want her to feel that way. I want her to feel like her best self. I want her to feel energetic and invigorated and proud to be outside and proud to be working out. So go back to those reasons to motivate you. Set your weekly goal. Figure out what you didn't do well last week, what you slipped on, and vow to implement it this week. And once you figure out what that goal is, then break it down so you know what to implement day to day. And then number 4, the final piece is track it. Check into the group, stay accountable. And remember, you paid a lot of money. There was a reason you contacted us. You paid a lot of money for this, but you need to do the work. We can keep you accountable, but you need to do the work.
Yeah, you totally hit those on the head. And so I had that problem. I hadn't been tracking very well. So what I do when I make my meal plan is I print out 2 copies and I carry one around with me. And then I just kind of check off. And that way I'm not like, what was I supposed to eat next? You know, what did I say I was going to have in case I didn't have it with me? Or maybe I forgot my lunch bag, but I have my meal plan. So I know, I was supposed to have a red container and a green container. So if I have my meal plan with me, that's one of the ways I track. And then I also had someone message me that they just found out too about the 21 Day Fix app.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I love that app.
That is a good one. And it's free. I keep hoping Beachbody's going to roll it into this app.
That would be great. I actually have it, I think. Yeah, so it's right here on my phone. And you can, can you see that? It's the lighting is, there you go.
There you go, yeah.
The lighting isn't good. And so it has, I can't read it. It has the containers here. So your tracker.
Yeah, you have to set it all up.
Yep. And you have to set it all up. And so this was when I used it for the last 3 weeks for the 21 Day Fix. It has all my check marks, but that's another way. So whatever way works for you to stay accountable, and that's part of setting those weekly goals and tracking. If it didn't work for you last week, then try something else this week. That doesn't mean we give up. That doesn't mean we quit. It just means we need to figure out a new strategy. So whether it's using the 21 Day Fix app or writing down your containers on a meal plan, there is, and I can post this in a group, there's a PDF so that you can check off your containers if you want to do that, whatever works for you.
Right. Or definitely even ask if you don't have Beachbody On Demand. If you do, you can get them in there. But if you don't,
that's right.
We can send it by email, because I love this app. I love the Challenge Tracker app. I love it. But I don't love that you can only put PDF files, because then if you save it to your phone, I don't know, it's kind of tricky. So let us know. We can always email those things too.
Yeah, we can email it to you. And yeah, maybe that's a good suggestion. We could write that in the suggestion box. Put the PDF in there. I think
they have my feedback going right to the trash. All right. So, and I think that was all we had planned to talk about, really.
Yeah.
But I like to say, think of every day as day one. You know, like every day, tomorrow is day one. Even though for us, I know it's day 4 of the workouts. I'm fine with my workouts. I know everybody has their thing. I don't have any problem getting my workout done. But sticking to the food plan is hard for me. So I have to really every day try to have that same excitement that it's day one, you know. And I also don't want anybody to think, hey, this is only going till the end of the month, and then you're going to like do something different, because we've got you covered. We're going to be telling you about what's coming up next very shortly as well.
And I have the same struggles. I get my workout in every day, but my nutrition and you know, it's hard. We're tired. I come home at 4 o'clock. I'm tired. I just want to eat popcorn or snacky food. And, you know, I actually scheduled my shake for that time because I know that that's my weak time. So I scheduled my shake for that time. So I know I have something to look forward to, right? I call it my afternoon frappuccino. I might have stopped at Starbucks before to get a frappuccino. Now I know I have one, you know, that I have to make it, but it's so quick at home. And so I get it. We're tired, but I've learned how to use a strategy that works for me, is that move that shake to the afternoon for a snack. So that's really, again, if it didn't work the last week, don't worry. It's okay. Figure out. And if you need help, put questions in the group. We will be happy to give you strategies, ways. We've worked with so many people and we've tried a lot of strategies ourselves. We'll be happy to share some of those strategies with you, but we need to know what you're struggling with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's message in the group, Facebook message, text message, email, any way you can get to us that works for you. We're good with that.
We are. All right.
All right. Great. Looking forward to the workout on Saturday.
Yes, I know. Good night.
Good night.